Today we are making a video on Debian Linux 11.7. So this is a live boot edition. So if you want to go with the installer directly, you can go with here, or if you want to live boot here, you can live boot. So this is a boot menu of our Debian Linux 11.07. Sorry for that. So I'm running it on a VMware. So let's quickly launch it. By clicking on enter, it's going to boot it. It's going to take a maximum of 1 minute or a minimum of 30 to 40 seconds. So that's the usual timing of every Linux distro to boot up. So I'm running it on as a virtualization, which is a VMware with 80 GB of hard disk and 4 GB of RAM with 2 processors. So it's always a good idea to boot it in a live boot. Whatever the latest version is released, download it, and always a better option to live boot. Because if you find any bugs in the live boot, it's always a good option to delete the live boot and delete the other download the other option. So it's going to save your PC, and this is the tip from me. It's always a good option to boot it in a live boot. So I don't want you to ruin your PC. So download the latest version, just live boot first and go with the installation. Run it up to like 2 to 3 hours in a live boot. After you're satisfied without any bugs or errors, go with the installation. So that's a tip from me. And this is the latest version of Debian, which was released like 2 to 3 days back. So the latest version is Debian 11.7. And it should take a few more seconds, and we should be having our desktop layout completely loaded. And I forgot to mention that I will be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. I didn't miss any day from almost like 5 to 6 years. So I already posted a video on YouTube. If you want to check that out, the video, you can check that out after watching this video completely. So here is our black screen, and we should be seeing our desktop layout completely loaded in a few more seconds, I guess. So again, it is taking a lot of time. Usually it should be loaded, but I don't know what happened. It's almost like 40 seconds, I guess. And here is our desktop layout, and this is a xfce desktop environment. I forgot to mention that. So this is a xfce desktop environment. I downloaded the xfce. There are a lot of desktop environments available. If you want the education of Debian Education edition, just comment it down in the video. I'm going to make that video if you want. So just comment down in the video. So let's change the display resolution because I'm running it on a VMware and it looks pretty odd right now. So let's change this thing. And my monitor is a 1920 into 1080. I think there is no option of 1920 into 1080. Let's check. Let's go to the 1360 into 768. Keep this configuration. You can do the resolution by typing in command, because I don't want to. So let's keep that like that. So let's close this thing and open the system monitor first, because we need to see how much of resources are consuming in the beginning of the video. I'm going to show you again at the end of the video, so you should be getting an idea of how much resources will consume after launching the apps, features, applications, all the things. And you should be having an idea, or you should be have to judge to use this Linux distro or not. So it completely depends on you. So these are all the processes running right now, and the CPU is here and the RAM is here. The RAM is almost around like 890 MB, which is almost 900 MB of 4 GB of RAM. CPU is around like 25%. If you want to remember, you can remember the CPU and RAM consumption right now, or just put the video side by side if you want to get the exact numbers, so you can judge on your own to use this Linux distro or not. So this is the system resources right now. So let's quickly open the terminal. About version is 0.8.10. Let's type in some commands like inxi-sv8, command not found, neofetch, command not found, uname-a, uname-r for the kernel version, cat etc issue, Debian new Linux 11, So that's the some of the command information. So let's open the internet browser by going to the internet, and the default web browser for the Debian is a Firefox. It's almost a default browser for every Linux distro, almost everything. And the time it takes like 10 to 12 seconds to load up the desktop or the web browser. And I'm going to show you the official website of a Debian, and I'm going to show you the download process of the Debian 11.7 ISO file. The version of a Firefox is 102.10.0 ESR, which is 64-bit. The latest version of Firefox is 112 or 113. So let's type in the search term, which is a Debian. And this is the website, which is debian.org. And here is the release note, which is 11.7. So these are all the information. If you want, you can go through all the information here. So here are the installer URLs. Complete information is here. So 64-bit PC supported, initial release, all the information is here. Or you can directly download it from the here. So let me choose the United States, and here is the some of the information. .7.0. If you want to go with the live mode, or if you want to go with the installer, here are the information. I'm going to choose the live. AMD 64-bit, ISO hybrid, or these are the options. The desktop environments are here on the right side, which is Cinnamon, GNOME, KDE, LXQT, lxde, xfce, standard, mat. You can choose anything you want. It clearly depends on you. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to choose the Cinnamon. Here is the ISO file, which is a live boot. I'm using a VPN, so it's pretty slow for me. So this is the download process, and this is the URL, and this is the official website of the Debian. So let me close this thing. So let's check out some of the information like a panel, some of the desktop features like a power off, calendar, time, notifications, battery, volume, internet connection, language. Let's quickly let me show you the installation style or the installation process. By launching the installer, you should be having a installation. Here is the Calamarus installer. If you go with the live boot and go with the installation, you should be seeing like this of installer. If you try directly launched in the boot menu as a installer, it should be different. So that's the tip from me. So it's always a good option to always boot it in a live boot first. After satisfied in the live boot, go with the installation. So first, again, this is the same installation process. There is nothing complicated in the Linux distro, because every Linux distro has the same installation style. First, you need to choose the language. Location, you don't need to provide your actual location. You can provide any location. You can choose this option or use the drop down menu option. You can customize it on your own. It's clearly up to you to choose what you are doing here. Keyboard, it automatically gives this keyboard. Choose your own language. There are plenty of languages available. I'm choosing English on both sides. Click on next. And you should be careful while choosing the partitioning. You need to first choose the hard disk or SSD or the installation destination installer. Destination of an installer. So after choosing the erase disk, it's going to delete the current operating system, and it's going to install the Debian 11.7 as the default or the current operating system or the single boot as the Debian. So if you choose this option, it's going to give the dual single boot, and for manual partitioning it's going to give the dual boot operating system, meaning you should be having a dual operating systems. So it's clearly up to you to choose. Be careful while doing this, and you should be having an idea of what you're doing here. So after choosing this, if you want to encrypt your system, you can encrypt your system by providing the same password in both the boxes. And I'm not going to choose it because I don't want to. And under the bootloader location, you can choose the automatic, which is the best option, and the default option. If you want to do that later, you can choose the other options, which is system partitioning and do not install a bootloader. So it's clearly up to you to choose that. Click on next, and you need to provide your username, password, all these things. I'm going to type in the username. You can provide your any username. You don't need to provide your actual username. And for the password, you need to give the strong password and write down the password in the diary or some book, because it will be helpful if you forget. So these are all the options I chose. If everything is going good, you should be seeing a tick mark beside the boxes. Click on next, and here is the summary of what you chose in the previous steps. And this is the option will happen after choosing the install button. These are all the things happen after clicking on install. Again, the installation process should take like up to 20 minutes in the low-end PC, or if you have a high-end PC or a good-end PC or a mid-end PC, whatever you call, it should take like a 5 to 8 minutes to complete the installation process. After that, it's going to say the finish, and you need to reboot your system, and it should be installed on your VMware or the desired location where you choose. So that's the installation process, and I'm going to say it again, even if it's annoying. Always live boot first for 2 to 3 hours. After you're satisfied without bugs or errors, go with the installation on your hard disk. So that's the installation process. So let's quickly open some of the apps and check the version of the apps. File manager is a 4.16.8. These are all some of the same things. Let's check the appearance or the desktop wallpapers. These are the themes, icons, fonts, settings. If you want to change the scaling, you can change it here. So let's check out the desktop wallpapers. There is nothing available because that's 11.7 version. Backgrounds, you don't get anything. Menus, icons, you can customize it on your own. Some of the desktop features like a panel and properties, you can customize it on your own. Let's quickly run through this because there is nothing important, just the version is released, some of the packages are updated, that's it. You already saw in the website. If you want to go through that, you can go through what is changed. So again, if you want the education version if you want to make me a video of education version of a Debian 11.7, I'll make a video. If you want that, just comment it down in the video. I'm going to make a video on it. Let's quickly open some of the apps and check the information. For example, Synaptic Package Manager. About is a 0.90.2. Let's drag it down, and the installed version will be highlighted as a green, and the installed version will be like this. I'm quickly going to run through this because it's going to take a lot of time. If you want to slow it down, you can slow it down in the YouTube settings, playback speed, and change the playback speed from 1 to 0.25. If you want to slow down the video, it will be slow in 0.25. So that's the package manager. And Atrial Document Viewer, the version is 1.24.0, and the LibreOffice version 7.0.4.2. The latest version of a LibreOffice is a 7.5.2.2. Parallel Media Player 4.16.0. The XFCE desktop environment latest version is a 4.18.4 or 5.6, like that. So the latest version is a 4.18.4. So I think we covered everything. Let's check out about XFCE and some of the information. Here is the information. Let me open the task manager and end the video because we covered everything. So the CPU is almost 1 GB, not 1 GB, RAM is almost 1 GB, and CPU is almost 50%, and processors are 245. So it's clearly up to you to use it or not. It's a XFCE desktop environment because it's going to be low on the RAM resources, because XFCE and LXQT and LXDE are the lightweight desktop environments, you already know. So it's clearly up to you to use it or not, or download it or not. So these are the new things in Debian 11.7. So that's the end of the video. Again, if you want to the education version of the 11.7 Debian, I will make a video. If you want, just comment it down. So I'll be posting another video. I already posted a video because I'll be posting 2 videos daily. So I already posted a video. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out after watching this video. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. It helps make a good content for you. Other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out. And that's the sound from the Linux distro, not from my PC.